time to do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Hold on a second. Pause.
Cool.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my name is Diallo. I'm here with our nursing student, Shelly. And today we're going to do short story jokes. Well, that's why I'm going to tell all the jokes. I'm going to be the one that says all the jokes, okay? How's that sound? That sound good? All right. All right. How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day outside, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Any plans for today after we leave here?
That's about it.
Watch some Judge Judy?
I don't really like it.
You love Judge Judy?
She all right. I used to watch it, but not anymore.
Not anymore. What about Survivor?
I like Survivor.
You like Survivor? You've been watching that since the beginning, huh?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I haven't watched it since I was in high school. Which I think is when it came out, what, like early 2000s?
I think so.
Probably. Now they have a lot of other survival shows too.
Yeah.
Original.
They changed, so they got so much going on.
I know. All right, so we're going to do short story jokes, and I'm going to read these, and hopefully you get a good laugh. Because laughing is one of the keys to happiness. And when you laugh, it gives you a nice, good ab workout. So you're going to get double the workout today. Lord knows I need it. All right. First one is called Looking Good. My face in the mirror isn't wrinkled or drawn. My house isn't dirty. The cobwebs are gone. My garden looks lovely, and so does my lawn. I think I might never put my glasses back on. All right, next one's called At the Bar the Other Night. An elderly looking gentleman in his mid-90s, very well dressed, hair well groomed, great looking suit, and flower in his lapels, smelling slightly of a good aftershave, presenting a well-looked after image, walks into an upscale cocktail lounge. Seated at the bar is an elderly looking lady. The gentleman walks over, sits alongside her, orders a drink and takes a sip, turns to her and says, "So tell me, do I come here often?"
Well, that's getting old.
That was a good one. Next one is called A Retirement Home. Okay. A man was out walking one day and went by a retirement home. As he passed the front lawn, he saw 9 old ladies basking in the sun in lawn chairs. When he looked closer, he realized that they were all stark naked. He went to the door and rang the bell. When the director answered the door, the man asked if he realized there were 9 naked old ladies lying in the sun on the front lawn. The director said, "Yes." And he went on to explain that the old ladies were all retired prostitutes living at the retirement home and they were having a yard sale. Jose like that one.
I wasn't ready for that.
Some of these are a little dirty.
No, it's not.
Some of these, they're not little kids.
All right.
The next one's called The Love Dress. The mother-in-law stopped unexpectedly by the recently married couple's house. She rang the doorbell and stepped into the house. She saw her daughter-in-law standing naked by the door. "What are you doing?" she asked. "I'm waiting for my husband to come home from work," the daughter-in-law answered. But you're naked," the mother-in-law explained. "This is my love dress," the daughter-in-law explained. "But love dress? But you're naked." "Well, my husband loves me to wear this dress. I make him happy, and it makes me happy. I would appreciate it if you would leave because he will be home from work any minute." The mother-in-law was tired of all this romantic talk and left. On the way home, she thought about the love dress. When she got home, she got undressed, showered, put on her best perfume, and waited by the front door. Finally, her husband got home, and he walked in and saw her standing naked by the door. "What are you doing?" he explained. "This is my love dress," she replied. "Needs ironing," he said.
Rachel.
I've heard that one in like probably 5 different variations. That's a new one. All right, so next one is called justifiable homicide. Ooh. A trial is taking place in Mississippi. The defendant is a sweet grandmotherly type. Defense attorney, what is your age? The little woman, I'm 86 years old. Defense attorney, will you tell us in your own words what happened to you? Little old woman, well, there I was, sitting there in my swing on my front porch on a warm spring evening when a young man came creeping up on the porch and sat down beside me. Defense attorney, did you know him? Little old woman, no, but he sure was friendly. Defense attorney, and what happened after he sat down beside you? Little old lady, he started to rub my thigh. Defense attorney, did you stop him? Little old woman, no, I didn't stop him. Defense attorney, and why not? Little old woman, because it felt good. Nobody had done that since my Abner passed away some 30 years ago. Defense attorney, well, what happened next? Little old woman, he began to rub my breasts. Defense attorney, did you stop him then? Little woman, no, I did not stop him then either. Defense attorney, and why not? The little old woman, why, Your Honor? His rubbing made me feel all alive and excited. I haven't felt that good in years. Defense attorney, what happened next? The little old woman, well, I was feeling so spicy that I spread my old legs and said to him, take me, young man, take me. Defense attorney, what happened? Little old woman, that's when he yelled, April Fools! And that's when I shot the son of a bitch.
Don't play with your head.
The next one is called Speed Demon. What do you think that means?
Racer?
Like Speed Racer?
A speedy cop, race cop.
Let's find out. Ethel loves to charge around the nursing home in her wheelchair, taking corners on one wheel and getting up to a maximum speed on the long corridors. Everybody tolerates each other, and some of the men have actually been known to join in. The other day, Ethel was speeding up a corridor when a door opened and Mad Mike stepped out of his room with his arms outstretched. Stop, he said in a firm voice. Have you got a license for that thing? Ethel fished around in her handbag and pulled out a Kit Kat wrapper and held it up to him. Okay, he said, and Ethel sped away down the hall. As she took the corner near the TV lounge on one wheel, Weird William popped out in front of her and shouted, Stop! Have you got proof of insurance? Ethel dug into her handbag and pulled out a beer coaster and held it up to him. William nodded and said, Carry on, ma'am. As Ethel neared the final corridor before the front door, Bonkers Brian stepped out in front of her, stark naked, holding a very sizable erection in his hand. Oh no, said Ethel. Not the breathalyzer again. God. That one's bad.
Yes.
This one's called Bumper Snickers. Bumper Snickers. My grandmother has a bumper sticker on her car that says, Sexy Senior Citizen. It's hard to think of my dear old granny in that way. What is she doing? Out entering wet shawl contest? Wheelchair racing? Tea swapping? Makes me wonder where she got that $10 bill she gave me for my birthday. Next one's called God's Improvement. A little girl was sitting on her grandfather's lap as he read her a bedtime story. From time to time, she would take her eyes off the book and reach up to touch his wrinkled cheek. She was alternating stroking her own cheek, then his again. Finally, she spoke up. Grandpa, did God make you? Yes, sweetheart, he answered. God made me a long time ago. Grandpa, did God make me too? Yes, indeed, honey, he said. God made you just a little while ago. Feeling their respective faces again, she observed, God's getting better at it, isn't he?
So,
Next one is called Exercise for Seniors, which we just did, right?
Right.
You know how important exercise is as we grow older. Here are a few suggestions. I start by standing outside behind the house with a 5-pound potato sack in each hand, extending each arm straight out to my sides and hold it there as long as I can. After a few weeks, I moved up to a 10-pound sacks, then 50-pound sacks, and finally I got to where I could lift 100-pound sacks in each hands and hold my arm straight out for more than a full minute, like this, with 100-pound sacks of potatoes. Next, I started putting a few potatoes in the sack,
oh,
but I would caution you not to overdo it at this level.
he said he wasn't, but he didn't even have the tea.
No, he
I
didn't.
got them.
That was over my head. Next one is called Trailer Park Retirement, A Child's View. After the spring break, a teacher asked her young pupil how they spent the holidays. One youngster offered the following. We always used to spend the holidays with Grandma and Grandpa. They used to live in a nice big brick house, but Grandpa got retarded and then they moved to Florida. Now they live in a place with lots of other grandmas and grandpas. They live in a tin box and have rocks painted green to look like grass. They ride around in huge tricycles and wear name tags because they don't know who they are anymore. They go to a big building called the Rec Center. The Rec Center. They must have fixed it because it looks pretty good now. They play games and do exercises there, but they don't do them very well. There is a swimming pool too, but they all jump up and down in it with their hats on. I guess they don't know how to swim. At the gate, there is a dollhouse with a little old man who sits in it. He watches all day, so nobody can escape. Sometimes, though, they do manage to sneak out. Then they go cruising in their golf carts. Grandma used to bake cookies and other neat things, but I guess she forgot how. And nobody there cooks, they just eat out. And they eat the same thing every night. Early bird, or whatever that is. Some of the people can't get past the old man in the dollhouse. So the ones that escape bring food back to the rec center and call it a potluck. My grandma says Grandpa worked all his life to earn his retirement and says that I should work hard so I can also be retarded someday too. When I earn my retirement, I want to be an old man in the dollhouse. Then I'll let people out so that they can visit their grandchildren. That was long and tedious. That was from a child's point of view, but I feel like that could have been written a lot better. I'm pretty sure I could have written that one a lot better. All right, so the next one is called Creation Story. Yes, Creation Story. On the first day, God created the cow. God said, "You must go to the field with the farmer all day long. Suffer under the sun, have calves, and give milk to support the farmer. I will give you a lifespan of 60 years. The cow said, That's kind of a tough life you want me to live for 60 years. Let me have 20 years and I'll give you back the other 40. And God agreed. On the second day, God created the dog. God said, sit all day long by the door of your house and bark at anyone who comes in or walks past. I will give you a lifespan of 20 years. The dog said, oh, that's too long to be barking. Give me 10 years and I'll give you back the other 10. So God agreed. On the third day, God created the monkey. God said, entertain people, do tricks, make them laugh. I'll give you 20-year lifespan. The monkey said, monkey tricks for 20 years? I don't think so. Dog gave me back 10, so that's what I'm going to do too, okay? Again, God agreed. On the fourth day, God created man. God said, eat, sleep, play, have sex, and enjoy. Do nothing, just enjoy, and I'll give you 20 years. The man said, what? Only 20 years? No way, man. Tell you what, I'll take my 20 and the 40 you gave back the cow and the 10 you gave back and the 10 the dog gave back and the 10 the monkey gave back. That makes 80, okay? Okay, said God, you've got a deal. So that is why the first 20 years we eat, sleep, play, have sex, enjoy, and do nothing. For the next 40 years, we slave in the sun to support our family. For the next 10 years, we do monkey tricks to entertain our grandchildren. And for the last 10 years, we sit in front of the house and bark at everybody.
That was good.
All right, we'll do one more. Maybe two more. This one's called Out of the Mouths of the Babes. One day, a little girl was sitting and watching her mother do the dishes at the kitchen sink. She suddenly noticed that her mother had several strands of white hair sticking out in contrast to her brunette hair. She looked at her mother and inquisitively asked, why are some of your hairs white, Mom? Her mother replied, well, every time you do something wrong and make me cry or unhappy, one of my hairs turn white. The little girl thought about this revelation for a while and then said, Mama, how come all of Grandma's hairs are all white? Because the mom made the grandma unhappy and cry all the time. Tough crowd, tough crowd. The next one's called You Gotta Kiss a Lot of Frogs. A senior citizen was walking across a damp meadow when he heard a female voice say, I said, sir, I would like to ask you a favor of you. He looked around and saw only a frog sitting on a grass pod. I must be going nuts, he thought. There's no one here. The voice then said, please, sir, please help me. Again, all he saw was the frog, looking straight at him. Who said that? He said rather loudly. I did, sir. I'm the frog. I was a beautiful Nightingale princess, but a witch put a spell on me. Please help me. The old man picked up the frog and held it in his hand. How can I help you? He asked. The only thing that will break the spell is to have a man kiss me in the mouth. Please do it for me, then I will again turn into the beautiful, sexy princess, and I will really make you feel young again. I will make great love to you. The man closed his hand about the frog and stuffed it into his pocket. At my age, I'd rather have a talking frog.
I'm like, I'm not dealing with it.
Exactly. So thank you for joining me for our short story jokes today. Again, my name is Diallo with our nursing student, Shelly.
Have a great day, guys.
Hope I made you laugh. Have a great day. See you next time.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Now.